Imagine you finally rented out your place on Airbnb, feeling like a real estate mogul, and then you get a message that your guest somehow broke a ceiling fan and left the kitchen looking like a crime scene from a cooking show. It happens more than you think, and the way you handle it is honestly what separates the casual host from the professional one. The first thing you want to do before anyone even checks in is have a clear, written house rules list that guests must acknowledge before arrival. Think of it like the terms and conditions nobody reads, except yours actually matter, and you will reference them later when things go sideways. Most platforms like Airbnb and Vrbo have what's called a security deposit or damage protection program built right in. That's your first layer of armor, so make sure you actually have it turned on before you hand over those keys. Now here's where a lot of new hosts mess up. They confront guests mid-stay in a way that feels like a dramatic reality TV moment, and it creates more chaos than the original problem. If you spot a rule violation, reach out through the platform's messaging system calmly and in writing, because that paper trail is your best friend later. Let's say your guests are throwing a party when you clearly said no parties. That's not just annoying, that's a liability situation. Message them directly, remind them of the rule, and if they ignore you, most platforms have a 24 to 48 hour support escalation where you can request the booking be ended early. Here's a fun fact that might surprise you. Studies have found that the majority of property damage from short-term rentals is actually minor and accidental, not malicious. That doesn't make it less frustrating, but it does mean your guest probably isn't a villain. They just didn't think about the fact that red wine and white carpet are sworn enemies. When damage does happen, document everything immediately with timestamped photos and video before you touch a single thing. You are basically becoming a crime scene investigator, except instead of solving a murder, you're calculating the cost of a broken coffee table. File your damage claim as quickly as possible. Most platforms give you a window of around 14 days after checkout, but the sooner the better. Waiting too long is like waiting until after your guest has left a glowing review to bring up that they broke your TV. The moment has passed, and your chances drop dramatically. If you can, get repair quotes from actual licensed contractors or vendors and attach those receipts to your claim like they're evidence in a court case. A claim that says they broke my lamp, I want $200 with zero documentation is way less powerful than one with a receipt, a photo, and a replacement link. Now some people wonder whether they should just let small stuff go to keep the 5-star reviews coming in. Here's the honest truth. Chasing every tiny scratch is exhausting and petty, but consistently letting guests off the hook teaches them, and future guests, that your rules are decorative, not real. The review system is actually a two-way street, which a shocking number of hosts forget about. You can, and absolutely should, leave honest reviews for guests who caused damage or broke rules, because that protects every other host in the community who might host that same person next weekend. If the damage is major, we're talking thousands of dollars, structural damage, or illegal activity, you may need to go beyond the platform and involve your insurance provider or even local authorities. This is not the time to play nice. This is the time to activate every tool you have available, because your property is your investment. One underrated prevention trick is doing a quick video walkthrough of your property on the day of every checkout and sending guests a friendly pre-checkout reminder the night before. Something as simple as, hey, just a reminder to take out the trash and lock the back door dramatically reduces the number of issues you will ever have to deal with. The hosts who thrive long-term are not the ones who never have problems. They're the ones who built systems so that problems don't destroy them when they show up. A good lease agreement, a solid damage policy, documentation habits, and a calm communication style are basically your superhero toolkit. At the end of the day, short-term rental hosting is part hospitality, part business, and part psychology experiment in human nature. If you want to go even deeper on protecting your property and running a smarter rental operation, check out the links in the description to learn more about what our company can do for you.